Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to the wilds of Suffolk. I'm out here yet again doing what I do, walking along in beautiful locations, and today is gorgeous and giving you my thoughts and opinions on things that are happening in the world and the public consciousness. If it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing today. If you're a returning subscriber, or 1,326 of you are still hanging in there even though I haven't been posting, welcome back or welcome along, one and all. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here. So it's been a while. I've been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, working and trying to get everything done. Lots on the go at the moment, working 7 days. I've just recently sold a house, preparing, always preparing. So I hope you don't mind my absence. And for those of you who have never been here before, well, welcome. Now, by the title of this video, today's video is called Zeitgeist. Now, I'll give you the dictionary version, the dictionary definition of the word Zeitgeist. Okay, so the defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history as shown by the ideas and beliefs of the time. So this video, entitled Zeitgeist, outlines a few different points I'm going to get to today, but the mood and the feeling of what's happening in the world now, why I think it's happening, where I think it leads to, and what my contribution is, what I'm doing here. So before I get started with that, I have to say, if you've come here looking for another video called Zeitgeist Addendum, I will post the link for that in the description box down below. It is marvelous, incredible piece of work. It's not mine, obviously. I met the guy who made it a few years ago. Well, he told me he was the one that made it. Whether it was, I'm not sure. Let's just say we didn't get along very well, but the content he made was amazing. But just I didn't like the guy very much at all. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so Zeitgeist. So the mood and the feeling of the times that we're in. Now, if you've been here for any period of time, you would have heard me talking about movies and songs and things that I take away from that, and why I refer to movies and songs or videos or whatever it is that are happening in the world right now, why I refer to them constantly and why I keep coming back to them to do videos about them or have a reference to them, like the start of every single video I make with TheMatrix. Why I have that kind of reference is because the times that we're living in are reflected by the content that's put out in those times. Okay, so what we're living through now in this moment in history, as we move through these moments, because the moments are all we have. This moment right now, the very second that we're living, is the only moment we have. There is no past, there is no future. This is the moment, right? So that moment is being reflected in movies, songs, plays, everything that's happening. Content on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, it's everywhere. Now the mood is that the zeitgeist that's happening in the world is that people are now starting to question the authorities, what we've been told and how we've been told it, and all the things that we've been led to believe are true. People are now starting to question that. Even people that had their eyes completely closed, the people that were fighting against me with everything I was raising, everything is now in question. Finally, after at least 5 years that I've been talking about the subjects that I've been talking about on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and where I've been banned yet again and again and again for daring to say something to public figures. But we're going through this period now where, that I've been talking about, that the 17th letter of the alphabet has been talking about for quite some time now, that 17th letter of the alphabet that we're not allowed to say still to this day, because it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, conspiracy theories. They keep on coming true. Does that make them true theories? I'm not sure where we go from there, Are they still conspiracy theories if they're all true? Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to get around that argument, but we are living through this moment, and We have people are rejecting societal expectations and societal norms. You know, I've done videos about this with people who identify as whatever they're identifying as today, and I said I identify as an Apache attack helicopter. My pronouns are pew, 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 pew. So you know, people have this identity problem, and every other issue that we're having. But the main thing that we're seeing focused on in the times that we're living in is this whole identity politics, right? Now, the identity thing is a symptom of the times, being that we have conformed to societal norms that were set by who or by what? You know, you know, for generations, we've had social engineers governing what is the norm, what is right, what is proper, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, yada, 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 and the list goes on. So these people that are not identifying with the labels that the social engineers would put in place to govern our society. Now, that's not to say they're right. A lot of these people have mental issues. You know, let's not sugarcoat it, but they're being manipulated just like the rest of us. And that manipulation is coming through, like I've said many, many times. The media is highlighting the voices of people who they say don't have rights. Okay, so the most fringe of the fringe of the fringe of society, who are non-identifying as human anymore. Well, you know, like if the world is normal, I want to be considered crazy. Okay, I'm happy to be considered crazy. If that's the norm, if that's the norm that we're aiming for, I want to be considered crazy. But the point I'm trying to get to is that these societal norms are breaking down because the social engineers are trying to do that. And the further we drift from what we've all lived in, this shared lived experience that we've had for our entire lives, as we drift further away from that, the norms that have been set for us, it makes people question their reality more. Now, you know, I've been called every name under the sun. I'm crazy, I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm a misogynist, I'm a racist, I'm a sexist, homophobe, transphobe. The list goes on. I mean, I've been labelled everything. That's cool. If there was badges, or you know, if there was badges or medals that could be worn for all the names that I've been called, man, I wouldn't be able to walk out because the weight of those medals would be so much I wouldn't be able to lift my body out of my chair. So look, I mean, that doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. People can call me whatever they want. You know, people who know me. You know, I've got friends who are broad spectrum of friends, you know, from every single community, you name it, black, white, yellow, red, green, you know, everyone from everywhere. People who know me know that I'm not those things. The people who don't know me or pretend to know me, they're going to keep on labeling me because it's easier to label me than to actually discuss a viewpoint that goes outside of their belief system. I'm willing to talk with anybody. I had a guy in the comment section criticizing me, saying, you know, transphobe or whatever it was he used to calling me. And I said, well, look, come on, let's have a debate. Let's have an open, honest debate, and let's see what people think. He's like, I'm not going to come on your conspiracy theorist channel. Just, you know, like, and this is the point. People who have no context of a debate, they have no reality, they have no skills, they have no knowledge. They want to just call names and walk away because it's easier. Oh, you're a bad person, Chris. Now, as this zeitgeist continues, well, the zeitgeist is always there, but it's the mood and the spirit of the time, remember. Look at what's happening with everything. Like I say, I'm going to touch on lots of different points today and try and wrap it up into a nice, neat little bow as to how I think it's all going to end. Not easy, but I'm going to give it a shot. Now, also, I'm going to try and address some issues that I've been posting some stuff in Telegram. I've had some questions there about cryptos and decentralization and those kind of things. I'm going to try and address that in this video as well, about why I think the way that I do, and try and clear some of that up if I can, and then give you an opportunity to look at information for yourself and decide what you want to believe. Okay? Now, our entire lives we've been told that the paper currency that the central bank of whatever country issues is money. It's not. It's called fiat currency, and the fiat meaning by decree. By decree meaning we tell you it's worth £20 or $20 or $10 or whatever it is wherever you live. The government will tell you that that money, or that currency, is real money. It's not backed by anything. It's a piece of paper with the trust of the government behind it. So as that trust in government erodes through the decisions that they're making, and more people start to see it, then that trust in that currency also erodes, which is what we're seeing with bank runs. I've spoken about this ad infinitum a lot. I've spoken about bank runs and why they happen, and loss of confidence in the currencies. So we've got to a point now where people are losing confidence in the currencies that the government tells us by fiat have value. They don't. Things like this, silver coin, 1 ounce silver coin, have value. It's intrinsically valuable. Okay, this is real money, not currency, money. Okay, now why does that have value? It is monetary value. I mean, it is a monetary valuable coin. It's money. It's real money. The currency that you have is nothing. This is one of the highest use industrial metals in the world, used in everything. All the bombs they're dropping over in Ukraine, a bunch of those in them. All the solar panels that people want to put on their roof, bunch of that in it. The electric batteries for the electric cars that everybody wants. Oh, yeah, we're going to go green. Full of that. And it's a monetary metal. So not only is it industrial, monetary metal, it's real money, and gold, real money. So more and more people are starting to question what they've been told about money, about what has value in this world. And as they start to realize that the money that they have, or the currency that they have in their bank account, those digits, that digital money that you have in when you look at your phone, you look at your bank balance, that's digital money. Okay? Oh, but cryptocurrency isn't real, Chris. It's just numbers on a screen. What do you think that is on your telephone when you're looking at your bank balance? It's numbers on a screen. It's digital money. When you do a transaction at the bank where you touch your card on the reader, boop, and you pay, digital transaction. Oh, but cryptocurrency is not real, Chris. It's just digital money. Think about it. Okay? Now, as people start to realize that their faith in the currencies and the government starts to erode, and they start to move away from the fiat currency that the government says, oh, this is real money, you can trust us. Really, you can. As people start to lose confidence in that, where do they go to? Things like this, right? Now, where do we go from here? All right, so when we're talking digital money, cryptocurrency. Now, I did a video about this, the basics, a while ago, but I'll give you the basic rundown of how I see things, what it means, and what I think. Obviously, this channel is about my opinion. You get to choose what you think. We can debate the point if you want to, but this is what I think, based on everything that I've seen. And I could go into years worth of description. I've spent 5 years on this and tried to pull it apart. Bitcoin was the original cryptocurrency, they called it. It came out in 2009, just after the financial crash. Okay, now there's a US government agency, it's a national security agency, I can't think what it's called. If it comes to me, I'll say it, but they admitted that they sent agents to meet the 4 Satoshi Nakamoto's that created Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto is an alias, obviously, and it's a person that no one knows who it is, apparently, right? But the Bitcoin is openly traded through Wall Street. So they're trading a product that they don't know who created it. Bullshit. Couldn't happen. Okay. Couldn't happen. Now, if this US government agency, I can't remember, Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security, went and met the 4 Satoshi Nakamotos in California. Okay. So if the government knows who created Bitcoin, and we know who funded Ethereum, the big banks, JP Morgans, and because the incumbents don't want to lose their grip on the money, the currency. So the government knows who created Bitcoin, even though it's an anonymous person that lives in their mum's basement, blah, blah, blah. It came out just conveniently after the 2008, 2009, or 2007, 2008 financial crash. Now, when I talk about real money, these kind of things, gold and silver, traditionally in history, when things start to collapse in the economy, you see the price of gold and silver rise, conversely to how bad things are. So as the economy goes down the pan, the gold and silver rises because the currency value against that asset, that real money, gold and silver, the value of the currency against that actual monetary metal, gold and silver, goes down. So the value of the money against the value of the currency against the money, the gold, goes up. How are we doing? You're taking a long way around. Hey puppy, hello. So traditionally when people see the price of gold or silver going up, they think, oh, things are bad in the economy because the value of that against the dollar is rising. Does that make sense? So the worth of the money against gold is going down. It's showing in gold. Now there's a conspiracy theory that suggests that Bitcoin was created so that the inflation wasn't showing in gold, which is traditional. It actually went to Bitcoin, new digital money, and that's backed by the price of Bitcoin going up to 60,000. Who owns all the Bitcoin? There's companies like MicroStrategy. Elon Musk has got some in Tesla's treasury. Massive corporations are buying Bitcoin in vast amounts. People like you and me, oh, I own a 0.1 of a Bitcoin, or 0.0001 of a Bitcoin. Who do you think owns it all? Why do you think it's plastered all over the TV everywhere? CNBC, oh, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Distraction, look over here. Don't look here, where the real money is, which is gold and silver, which are equally suppressed with paper contracts. Now, the Zeitgeist in real news, which isn't the propaganda media that everyone looks at, but the Zeitgeist in all that real media, things that people are talking like this. I'm not that big a channel, I'm a small little channel, but I'm doing my part for the Zeitgeist. Now, the Zeitgeist amongst these real media channels is that we are heading towards a basket of rainbow currencies backing currencies. So gold, silver, oil perhaps, whatever, titanium, uranium, whatever it is that countries produce will back their currency, whether it's manufacturing or whether it's raw minerals or whatever it is, to give confidence back to those currencies. Because once people lose confidence and they take all their currency, their pieces of paper out of the bank and go and spend it on real world assets like gold and silver or cryptos. Now the digital money revolution is happening. We are going digital, whether you like it or not, it's happening. And there's some good and there's some bad, and I'll try and address a little bit of both because we haven't got much time here. The numbers on the screen that you see digitally in your bank account is digital money. As you go to something like a CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency, which I've been talking about for years, A central bank digital currency is 100% controllable, okay? So they can program that money. So let's just say you're on benefits or you've lost your job because they're killing the economy. They say, don't worry, we'll take care of you. We'll give you $2,000 or pounds or whatever it is in your country you live in as a universal basic income. That will be your money. You can do whatever you want with it, except you can't buy cigarettes, you can't buy alcohol, you can't buy drugs, you can't buy whatever you want. We'll tell you what you can buy with it. This is the central bank. So that's social engineering, okay? We'll tell you what you can buy with it, and if you haven't spent it all by the end of the month, we'll take it back. Thank you very much. Or we'll just cancel it. We'll program it so it doesn't work anymore. Or if you're living in one of those 15-minute cities that they want to promote, that if you move outside your city, you can't spend money outside your city. So no more overseas travel for you because, well, sorry, your money won't work. Your digital money, your programmable central bank digital currency won't work elsewhere, right? So CBDC is 100% programmable from the central bank. So the central bank's the ones who are running the show now. Do you want to trust them again? It's up to you. Now, when we're talking about things like XRP, now I've heard the argument, oh, but Ripple controls all the supply, so how is that decentralized? Okay. What I think is happening in the world, what I personally believe, from everything that I've seen, so Ripple doesn't control the XRP, okay? It is locked up in an escrow account. Now, the escrow account is programmed to release $1 billion a month. Now, if those aren't sold, they go back into the escrow, okay? So the escrow is controlled by the programming language that it was written in, okay? So it's releasing $1 billion a month. Now, Ripple, the company, is a software company that provides software solutions to banks and financial institutions to be able to move money from point A to point B. So, if the best way I can describe one of the many things that XRP does, it acts as a bridge currency between anything of value to anything of value on the internet. So, if you're transferring money from, say, here in the UK to Australia, for instance, it transfers pounds to Australian dollars instantly for no money. Okay? I'll give you an example of how that happens. So if I want to send in the traditional SWIFT model that we're using now, which is run by the central banks, biggest banks in the world, they control the money. If you want to send money, or you want to send currency, we keep on getting this money and currencies mixed up. You want to send currency, I want to send pounds to my mum in Australia, for instance, to Australian dollars. The current system means that the large banks have these accounts called nostro-vostro accounts, where they have vast pools of money, about 30 trillion. Funny that, what's the US debt clock? 31 trillion at the moment, right? So the big banks have 30 odd trillion of money parked around the world in different currencies because the banks don't trust each other and neither do countries, okay? So they have these vast pools of money locked up, currency, locked up in digital accounts, not real cash, okay? It's not, the paper money is only a smaller percentage of what actual currency exists in the world, and most of it's digital. So they have this 30 trillion in currency that they've got in these accounts called nostro-vostro accounts. So the current system means if I want to send like £1,000 to my mum, so they take £1,000 from my account, they put it onto the pounds pile in the nostro-vostro accounts, and then a couple of days later they work out what the exchange rate is into Australian dollars. They take the equivalent amount of Australian dollars out of the Australian dollar nostro-vostro accounts and they deposit it in my mum's account. It can take 3 to 5 days, or it has been up to 3 to 5 days, and can cost up to, depending on the currency you're sending from and to, up to 10% of the money, okay? So if you're sending it to a more exotic currency where not much traffic goes through, it's going to cost you more, okay? Now that's the current system. Now with a system using XRP, Ripple provides a software solution to banks and financial institutions and anybody that wants to use it. If you want to use it in your business, you can use it in your business to transfer. If you've got a business that sells internationally, you can use Ripple software that utilizes that bridge currency XRP in the middle of the transaction, okay? Ripple doesn't control the transaction. It's decentralized because nodes that run the network scattered to the four winds. Lots of different companies run nodes Governments run nodes, government agencies run nodes, okay? That's what decentralization is. It's not the concentration of where the asset is, which is XRP in this case, but the distribution of the nodes on the network, who's running the network, okay? So with the XRP model, for instance, if I want to use the same methodology, I want to send £1,000 from my account to my mum's account in Australia. £1,000 comes out of my account, goes to a British exchange where I purchase £1,000 worth of XRP. Okay, £1,000, boom, buy the XRP, then gets sent to the other side of the world to Australia, where it sells on an Australian exchange into Australian dollars. Boom. So the £1,000 of XRP has now been converted to Australian dollars on the other side of the world almost instantly for no money. Then that money gets deposited, well, that currency gets deposited into my mum's account within 3 to 5 seconds. And it costs virtually nothing. 0.0001 of a penny. Do you see a benefit? Do you see the benefit of digital money? Do you understand what the digital money is? Because if you do understand what the digital money is, then this fear of, oh my God, I can't possibly control that. What's coming will make, I was around back in the days of when the internet first got started, and email, what's email? No one will ever use that. It's rubbish. The world is moving forward with or without you, and you get to decide how you want to interact with it. There's benefits, of course there's benefits, but there's also drawbacks to everything. And the biggest drawback that you can have is if you don't understand what is going on around you. It's easy to sit back and say, well, I'm too old. I'm a 50-year-old man. I've had to teach myself everything from how to use a computer, sending emails and stuff. I've taught myself. I left school when I was 15. I've been through this process of trying to come to an understanding of what's going on. I've gone through the process of buying coins off exchanges where you're not allowed to buy them, and transferring money from my currency, from my bank account, those digital digits on there, to go and buy assets on exchanges where you couldn't have access to with your payment card, with your debit card or your credit card. You couldn't buy. I've been through that process. Now that process is being made so much easier with sort of plug and play technologies that make it very, very easy for the average person to get involved in something and to benefit from it. Places like Coinbase, you can go there and do quizzes and learn about different things, about how the different digital assets, how they work, what problem they're trying to solve. And you can go and do a quiz and earn free digital assets for doing those quizzes. Why wouldn't you do that? The thing is, people are so caught up in the narratives that we hear on a daily basis, like, oh, no, those digital assets are bad. Look, Bitcoin's going to crash, and it probably will. It probably will. Oh, we heard about FTX, that FTX exchange. That was all a big crypto scam. Of course it was a scam. Who set that up? The guy, Sam Bankman-Fried was meeting with the head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, in the lead up to the crash of FTX. Many, many times. And many people who are legitimately working within the crypto and digital asset industry have tried to get a meeting or clarity from Gary Gensler. Won't even meet with them. Gary Gensler's also meeting with George Soros, a known currency manipulator. But they would have you believe that what they're telling you is the truth. The zeitgeist of the moment is telling you different. The zeitgeist of the moment is saying to you, hey, you need to start looking for yourself and deciding what you believe based on the current circumstances that you find yourself in. The interest rates are going up, inflation's high, we have bank runs going on, we have record price for gold at the moment, we have all these things that are going on in the world, and you can ignore them all, or we get a forced process of you have to have that or you don't have a job anymore. All these things are going on in the world, and if you're sitting there with your eyes closed and you're not listening to the zeitgeist, you're not part of the zeitgeist, then you are going to be a victim of it. So my place in this whole process, why do I do these videos? I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror. I have to be able to say to my children, I stood my ground and I stood in the face of the lies and the propaganda and the nonsense and the bullshit that we're told every day. I have to go forward in my life knowing that I've contributed something, that I've left something behind in history, these videos, that was my staunch opposition to the propaganda, the lies, the bullshit and the cajoling and the manipulation of everything in our society through these social engineers, the media, the governments, the world organisations, the international organisations, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, central banks, the governments, all these, World Economic Forum, of course, Trilateral Commission, you name it, the list goes, the Bilderberg Group, the list goes on and on and on and on. I will not be held silent by you people. And I want to leave something behind, because the winners write the history. This is part of history that we're living through. This is the moment, this is the zeitgeist. You have a choice to take part in it, understand it, and move towards something that's going to benefit us all. Or you can live in a system that enslaves you, that tells you you're worth nothing, and that you should just get in line and sit down and shut up and just trust what you're told. I won't do it. I beg you, I urge you to make informed decisions about how you want to do, what you want to do and how you want to do it, and take part in the movement. If you don't, it's your choice. I don't mind. But I'm spreading a message and I'm sharing hope that we can all see something and change the way that we do things for the benefit of us all, rather than the benefit of the few that want to change us and cajole us into their way of thinking. So that's it for today. Zeitgeist. The times are changing and I want you to be part of it. So thank you for joining me one and all for this walk and talk through this beautiful surroundings. Absolutely gorgeous day here today. I hope it is as wonderful where you are. So go out into the world, do good, be good. And you can change the world with the way that you talk, the way that you think, the way that you interact with the world and what you're sharing. So do that, we'll make the world a better place. All right, look after yourselves, folks. Look after yourself, look after each other, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care. Ciao for now.